Hello everybody, this is Veganluke. I'm doing another review request, and that is for the film Starry requested by my friend Ricky. Starry is directed by Kevin Kolsch and Dennis Widmyer, and this stars Alex Essoe as Sarah, Noah Segan as Danny. Noah Segan is someone that you might remember from, he was in Looper recently, but he's also been in Cabin Fever 2 and Dead Girl, so it's nice to see some horror faces in here. Then we have Healy, who was in Innkeepers, Compliance, and Cheap Thrills. So I was happy to see Pat Healy in here because he's an actor that I do like a lot. But I'm not really going to be going much talking about those actors. I just thought I'd say they're in here because it's actors that I'm happy to see in here. So Starry Eyes is a film that had a lot of buzz around it. I missed it at Fright Fest in 2014, and I was excited to see it because a lot of people had just been talking about it, telling me how good it was, and I was sort of a bit disappointed that I missed it at Fright Fest. Starry Eyes is a story of this woman that wants to get a role. Sarah, she wants to get a role in this film called The Silver Screen. She has to go through a few auditions. There's weird things happening in the auditions. She goes for one final audition, and then her life begins to get very weird, and there's messed up things start to happen, and her friends don't know what's really going on with her. So Starry Eyes is a film that has a very interesting plot, and it has this creepy atmosphere throughout that really works perfectly for the movie. It gets to you quite a bit, and there's all these horrible, disgusting things that happen at points. There's one disgusting scene in particular that I was like, oh, that's horrible, and reminded me of something from the film Contracted, which came out last year. That it was something like that. But Starry Eyes isn't as amazing as people were saying it was. I'm not saying it's a bad horror. It's one of the better horrors of 2014. It's got like this. It's a very slow burn movie. Act 1 and 2 are very slow burn, and then when we get into Act 3, the finale, the film has this incredibly crazy, gory, over-the-top finale. And I'm not saying that's what lets the movie down, but I feel like I would have wanted more of this creepy atmosphere that's happening in the movie and all these weird going-ons that are happening on the movie, because it does work at those moments. And then we get this ending, which is these really great practical effects and some very over-the-top stuff going on, but it just feels very rushed, and like the writers were like, oh, we'll just do this type of ending, this will work, because it doesn't really wrap up the film in a way. It does wrap it up a little bit, but it doesn't answer everything and sort of makes us feel like, okay, what was going on the whole movie? What was the point of what just happened at the end? So the ending is something that lets it down a little bit, but like I've said, some brilliant practical effects there, and I'm very glad to see all these practical effects are coming back into horrors now instead of all this CGI rubbish, and it's nice to see that filmmakers are trying a lot harder with their practical effects, and there's some really crazy head thing that happens in the finale. And the one thing that I really, really loved about this is the score of the movie. The score is this really nice 80s type synth that fits really well into the scenes that are happening, the scenes where she's walking down the street, and it's a score that just takes you in. It's this pounding, very electronic synth sound that I'm very happy that movies are doing now. In 2014, 2015, we are having movies that have this really great 80s synth sound to it. Starry Eyes is a film that is intriguing. It's one of the better horrors of 2014, but it has an ending that just felt very rushed. I'm not disappointed with it. I did enjoy it as a whole. I wasn't really bored with the slow burn. You know, so there's some slow burn movies where you can get bored by it, but it's a slow burn movie that keeps your interest throughout and then has this crazy ending. I'd say if you want to see a horror that's a bit different, we have had these type of movies before, but this does a little bit of a different take on it, and it's a very nice independent movie that works as a whole. And yep, I did enjoy it. I see why there was a buzz on this, and it is definitely one of the better horrors that I've seen in quite some time. Crazy practical effects at the end, interesting plot, creepy atmosphere, excellent score, and Alex Essoe as Sarah. She is just fantastic as a role. She's very crazy and weird, and some disgusting things happen to her in the movie, but it works with what it does. So Starry Eyes gets a 7 out of 10 from me, just because of some little problems I have with it. 7.5 out of 10 from me, because there's some little problems, but I just still enjoy it as a whole, and I'd say it's one of the the better new horrors, and I suggest that you check it out. So that is my review for today. If you want to request me any other stuff to review, then say in the comments down below. I'm going to be getting a new DVD and Blu-ray collection update out this week. There's probably going to be some movies in there that I'm going to talk about. They're going to be like, haven't watched these, but I'm going to be making that straight after this video, so you will see that. But thank you very much to everyone that subscribed recently. It means a lot, and I shall see you again very, very soon. Goodbye.